I'd now like to move on to welcome Gerry Collins, Director of Product Management for Networks at Intelsat, who's looking at making it video and edge application for mobile operators. Welcome, Gerry, and thank you.
Thank you, Caroline, and thank you very much, Cambridge Wireless, for maintaining this event in challenging times. I'm sure it's been a big effort, so we really appreciate that. And also thank you, Susan, for a very interesting presentation. I feel as though I can almost pick some of the statistics you quoted about the changes in the video delivery market. For those of you who are not familiar with Intelsat, we are an international satellite communications company, initially founded under the United Nations to provide global communications, but since then we've become a private company. And we operate a fleet of over 50 geostationary satellites that support applications all the way from media delivery to connectivity for planes, ships, connectivity for mobile operators, and also in the defense and aerospace industry. So what I'm going to be talking about today is our view on how the delivery model for video content can be changed, and how edge computing can be one of the factors to deliver that new model. As you can imagine, being a satellite company, we're very, very familiar with the linear delivery of content, of video content, the idea that everybody looks at the same content at the same time and very often in the same place. That over the last number of years has changed considerably. And as we all know, with the over-the-top players, we now consume content when we like, where we want, and with whom we want. So it's a very, very different market. But of course, things are almost changing again, because what we're seeing is networks being used more and more for live events. And we're seeing a lot more live streaming of events such as this one, but obviously a significant change in the live streaming of sport. And for those of us who are sports fans, we know that the only way in which we can consume sport content at the moment is through over-the-top and streaming packages. So I'm going to talk about our view of how edge computing can enable a new delivery model for video for the mobile operators. But let's look at some information from Ericsson and what they tell us about how video how much video is being consumed on mobile networks at the moment. We can see that 60% of the content on cellular networks in 2018 was video. That's going to become almost 75% of the traffic on networks in 2024. But also what we're going to see is an increase of 400% in the traffic that is delivered in the network. So not only is video increasing as a proportion of the total traffic on the network, but it's also the total scale is increasing significantly as well. And this is placing significant challenges on the mobile network operators in how they deliver this content. And if we combine that with some of the numbers that Susan mentioned in terms of the increase in the number of subscriptions to over-the-top media streaming services, you can see that this is a characteristic which is actually accelerating in the COVID world. And as I said before, the number of live streaming events that we're consuming is making a change to these networks. So let's, the big challenge, however, is the model of delivery. As I said, historically, Intelsat, we know very well the delivery of content in the linear model, but all of this content is delivered in a non-linear model. And we can see here from Ovum that even though the amount of data being consumed by a user over the period from 2015 over to 2020 has increased by a factor of more than 4. The actual revenue that the mobile operators is able to deliver has actually declined, and it's declining for voice, and it's somewhat stabilizing for data, but really the revenue per traffic per content consumed is actually decreasing. So that is a model with increasing amounts of video traffic is very unsustainable. And one of the main reasons we believe that this is unsustainable is that we are using essentially unicast. So every individual user, even if you're in the same room as somebody else who's consuming the exact same content at the same time, has an individual stream all the way back to the core of the network where the content is stored or being streamed from. And this obviously, as you go across a network, scales and means that you have a significant load of duplicated content being delivered in the network. So the idea of caching and the idea of content distribution via multicast are the ideas that we are looking to combine in mobile edge computing to deliver a more efficient means of content delivery for video. And that's what I'm going to show on the next chart. So edge computing, that we often talk about, well, where is the edge and what is the application? For Intelsat as a satellite provider, the edge ultimately can be anywhere. We cover just about everywhere except the very extremes on the poles. So the edge, we can deliver the content to anywhere we want. And what is the application? We believe one of the primary applications to drive the uptake of edge computing will be video. And I'll talk through the example that we have here. We call this the edge video application. And essentially what we enable the mobile operator to do is to take either live streaming content or video on demand that can be part of an OTT play, and we can multicast that to multiple nodes within the network simultaneously, and then can cache or stream from an edge device. So what could those nodes be in the network? They could be a local data center. It could be a point of aggregation. It could also be the cell tower itself. But what we're able to do is to actually deliver, again, the live streaming content into an edge device. That content can either be stored in a video on demand type application, or if it's live content for live streaming events, it can be delivered via a streamer. So this allows the mobile operator to remove a lot of the congestion that they see in the middle mile within their network. The middle mile being defined as from the central CDN all the way out to the edge. So what we've actually done is we have taken a mobile edge computing device and we have integrated a CDN, a mini or micro CDN that allows you to stream content or stream video on demand content. And we've combined that together with a virtualized evolved packet core, which allows you to terminate the user session locally at the mobile edge computing device. So we believe what we're able to do with that is we're able to deliver a hybrid method of delivery for video. Hybrid in that the end user gets a unicast stream from the base station, but actually through the network is able to take advantage of satellite multicast, which is delivering continuously updated content into the mobile edge computing device. So the multicast delivers both popular on-demand traffic content and live streaming video to multiple cells or points in the network. And again, we believe that mobile edge computing is a major enabler of this model and can create significant benefits, not only for the mobile operator in terms of decongesting their network, but also in delivering a much better end user experience. Research shows that the experience of an end user improves with the reduction of the distance of the content that they're consuming. So the closer the content, the better the end user experience. And we believe that is one of the major advantages of this approach. So this can be delivered for MNO controlled content, or indeed we also believe that this can be facilitated using over-the-top video content. So again, our view is that mobile edge computing is a technology which is a key enabler of a new model for the delivery of video content that combines a hybrid of terrestrial delivery and multicast satellite delivery. Thank you very much for listening. I look forward to the conversation later on.